Did you know February is the hidden gem that can make or break your garden in Australia? Miss it and you'll regret it all year? In this video, I will show you exactly what to plant in February, whether you love fresh vegetables, fragrant herbs, or beautiful flowers. Stay till the end because I will share an amazing gardening trick that will supercharge your plant growth like magic. Why is February such an important month for gardening? Let's talk about why February is a key month for Australian gardeners. If you get things right now, your garden will thrive for months. But if you miss this chance, you could struggle with slow growth, weak plants, and poor harvests. First, let's talk about the weather. February falls right at the end of summer, which means the soil is still warm, perfect for seed germination. The days are long enough for plants to soak up plenty of sunlight, but as we move towards autumn, the heat starts to ease, making it a great time for planting. But here's where most people go wrong. Many gardeners either wait too long to plant or pick the wrong crops. Some plant cool season vegetables too early and they struggle in the lingering summer heat. Others forget to shield their seedlings from the harsh sun, leading to weak, sunburned plants. So what should you do? Choose crops that thrive in warm soil but can handle the transition into autumn. Keep your soil damp but not soaked. February can still be dry in many parts of Australia, so regular deep watering is essential. Use mulch. A thick layer will keep the soil cool, lock in moisture, and reduce weeds. If you're planting leafy greens or delicate herbs, give them some afternoon shade. This will stop them from wilting in the heat. Now that you know why February is such a key month, let's get into the fun part, the best vegetables to plant right now. Best vegetables to plant in February. Now let's get to the fun part, what vegetables should you plant in February to get a thriving garden? This month is perfect for setting up a strong, healthy crop before autumn arrives. But here's the trick: you need to pick the right plants that can handle the lingering summer heat while also preparing for cooler weather ahead. Let's go through the top 6 vegetables that you should plant right now. 1. Carrots. Carrots love warm soil but need consistent moisture to grow straight and sweet. If your soil is too hard or rocky, your carrots will come out twisted or forked. Loose, well-draining soil with no large clumps. If your soil is too compact, mix in some compost or sand to loosen it. Keep the soil evenly moist. If it dries out too much, your carrots may crack. Full sun, at least 6 hours a day, carrot fly larvae can ruin your crop. To stop them, plant carrots alongside spring onions or chives. These confuse the pests with their strong scent. 2. Lettuce. If you love fresh, crunchy salads, now is the time to plant lettuce. It grows fast, doesn't take up much space, and can even be grown in pots. Light, fertile soil with good drainage. Mix in some compost for extra nutrients. Frequent, light watering. Lettuce has shallow roots, so the soil should never dry out completely.
Partial shade works best in February to protect it from the summer heat.
Harvest lettuce leaves regularly to encourage new growth and extend your harvest. 3. Beans. Green beans, bush beans, or climbing beans, whatever type you choose. Beans are one of the easiest and most rewarding veggies to grow, while draining soil rich in organic matter. Beans don't like wet feet. Deep watering once or twice a week. Avoid wetting the leaves to prevent fungal diseases. Full sun for at least 6 hours a day. Aphids love bean plants. A simple spray of soapy water can keep them under control. 4. Zucchini. Courgette zucchini grows incredibly fast and produces a lot. If you plant just a couple of plants, you could be harvesting for weeks. Rich, fertile soil with plenty of compost. Deep watering at the base of the plant 2-3 times a week. Full sun, at least 6 hours a day. If your zucchini flowers but doesn't produce fruit, you may need to hand pollinate. Just take a small brush and transfer pollen from the male flower to the female flower. 5. Silver beet, Swiss chard, one of the toughest greens. Silver beet can survive heat, cold, and even a little neglect. If you want an easy, nutritious crop, this is the one. Any well-draining soil, but it thrives in compost-rich soil.
Water deeply every few days.
Silver beet is drought-tolerant but grows best with consistent moisture. Full sun to partial shade. Pick the outer leaves first to keep the plant producing for longer. 6.
Radishes. If you're looking for a fast-growing veggie, radishes are your best bet.
Some varieties are ready to harvest in just 3 weeks. Loose, well-drained soil. Keep the soil evenly moist or the radishes will turn woody and bitter. Full sun is best, but they can handle a bit of shade. If radishes grow lots of leaves but no actual root, it means they're getting too much nitrogen. Balance your soil with compost instead of strong fertilizers. So, there you have it, 6 of the best vegetables to plant in February. These crops will not only survive the summer heat, but also set you up for a strong autumn harvest. And here's something most gardeners get wrong. Stay tuned because I'm about to reveal a mistake that can ruin your entire harvest. Are you making it too? Let's find out. Now, here's something most gardeners do not realize. Most Australian gardeners make one mistake in February that ruins their entire harvest. Are you making it too? It is a small but serious error that can stunt your plants, reduce your yield, and attract pests like crazy. Any guesses? Stick around, I will reveal it soon. Best herbs to plant in February. If you love cooking with fresh herbs or just want to add some fragrance to your garden, February is a perfect time to plant some hardy, sun-loving herbs. Let's go over the top 5 herbs you should be planting right now. 1. Basil, the king of herbs. Basil thrives in warm weather, and February is the perfect time to plant it before the real heat kicks in. Basil loves full sun, but in very hot regions, some afternoon shade helps. Keep the soil consistently moist, but don't let it get waterlogged. Basil dislikes overly wet conditions. Pinch off the top leaves regularly to encourage bushy growth and prevent flowering too soon. 2. Coriander, cilantro, tricky, but worth it. Coriander can be a bit difficult, but if you get it right, you will have an endless supply for curries and salads. Partial sun is best. Too much heat makes it flower too early.
Keep the soil evenly moist to stop it from drying out.
If coriander keeps dying too fast, plant it every 2 weeks for a continuous harvest. 3. Mint, the invincible herb. Mint grows like crazy, and once it takes hold, it's hard to stop, but be careful, it can take over your garden. Best in pots to stop it from spreading everywhere. Mint loves water, so keep the soil damp but not overly wet. Cut mint back regularly to keep it lush and prevent it from becoming too tall and thin. 4. Rosemary, the tough warrior. If you want an herb that thrives in the heat, needs little care, and smells amazing, rosemary is your plant.
Full sun, well-drained soil.
Rosemary dislikes overly wet roots, so water deeply but not too often. The more you prune it, the bushier it gets. Plus, it makes a great natural insect repellent. 5. Time small but mighty. Thyme is a low-maintenance herb that thrives even in dry, poor soil.
Perfect for gardeners who don't want to fuss over their plants.
Loves full sun, great for garden beds or pots. Minimal watering, let the soil dry out between waterings. Combine thyme with rosemary in the same pot, they have similar water needs and look beautiful together. Want to grow herbs in pots instead of garden beds? Use good quality potting mix and never let the soil completely dry out, especially in the summer heat. Which herb are you planting this February? Let me know in the comments. Best flowers to plant in February. February is a great time to fill your garden with bright, heat-loving flowers that thrive in the Australian summer. Whether you want bold colors, sweet fragrances, or flowers that attract pollinators, these top 5 flowers are perfect to plant right now. 1. Sunflowers, the ultimate summer blooms. Sunflowers bring summer vibes and grow fast in warm weather. Full sun in a spot with well-drained soil. Water deeply every few days, especially when young. For continuous blooms, plant a few seeds every 2 weeks until autumn. 2. Marigolds, the pest-repelling beauty. Marigolds are easy to grow, bright, and great for keeping pests away. Full sun in garden beds or pots. Water Regularly, but avoid soaking the leaves to prevent disease. Plant marigolds near vegetables like tomatoes to keep bugs away. 3. Zinnias the easy care, long blooming flowers. Zinnias are one of the easiest flowers to grow, and they bloom all summer. Full sun in rich, well-draining soil. Water at the base of the plant to prevent mildew on leaves. The more you cut zinnia flowers, the more they bloom. 4. Petunias, the color explosion. Petunias add stunning colors to pots, hanging baskets, and garden beds. Full sun, but some afternoon shade helps in extreme heat. Keep soil moist but not soggy. Remove old flowers regularly to encourage new blooms. 5. Lavender, the fragrant powerhouse. Lavender smells amazing, thrives in heat, and attracts bees and butterflies. Full sun, well-drained soil lavender doesn't like wet roots. Water sparingly. It prefers dry conditions. Cut flowers right before they fully open for the strongest fragrance. Want flowers that can handle the heat? Add mulch around them to keep the soil cool and moist. Which flower are you planting this February? Tell me in the comments. All right, as promised, here's the ultimate gardening tip that can supercharge your plant growth like never before. Instead of just watering your plants, try compost tea. It's a natural, power-packed fertilizer that nourishes your plants instantly. Just soak compost in water for 24 hours, strain it, and use it to water your plants. They'll flourish like never before. Common gardening mistakes in February and how to fix them. All right, let's go over the biggest mistakes gardeners make in February and how to fix them so your garden stays healthy all season. Mistake 1: planting at the wrong time of day. You might think timing doesn't matter, but planting in the middle of the day under strong sunlight can shock your plants and dry out the soil too quickly. Always plant in the early morning or late afternoon when the sun is milder, and water immediately after planting. Mistake 2: overwatering or underwatering. February can bring unpredictable heat, and many gardeners either flood their plants or leave them too dry. Stick your finger into the soil if the top 2-3 centimeters are dry. It's time to water. Deep watering is better than frequent, shallow watering because it helps roots grow stronger. Mistake 3: ignoring mulching. Leaving your soil bare in February's heat is a disaster waiting to happen. It causes moisture loss, overheating, and weeds taking over. Add a layer of mulch, straw, bark, or sugarcane mulch around your plants. It keeps the soil cool, locks in moisture, and prevents weeds. Mistake 4: choosing the wrong plants. Some people plant cool season crops like broccoli in February only to watch them struggle in the heat. Stick to heat-loving vegetables and flowers like tomatoes, capsicums, basil, and marigolds that thrive in warm weather. Mistake 5: forgetting pest control. Warmer weather means pests are more active. If you don't check your plants, caterpillars, aphids, and snails will take over. Inspect your plants daily and use natural solutions like neem oil, garlic spray, or crushed eggshells to keep pests away. Avoid these mistakes, and your garden will be healthier, greener, and full of life. So there you have it. February is a crucial month for your garden in Australia. We discussed the best vegetables, herbs, and flowers to grow, the biggest mistakes to steer clear of, and a powerful gardening tip to boost your plants. Now I want to hear from you. Which plant are you most excited to grow this month? Share your answer in the comments. And if you found this useful, hit that like button, subscribe for more gardening tips.